Hello, welcome to our Zoom recording with Masa and Tamara from Serbia. We want to know more about your mindfulness trainings and how it is for your participants, what your participants experience it. Please, Tamara and Masha, tell maybe a few words about yourself and your training institute, and then what you did with your training and what the experience are, and what's mostly important, the experience of your participants are.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Masha. This is Tamara. In the private context of our lives, we're a mother and daughter. So we have a special relationship happening here. And in the context of businesses, our studio is named Life and Mind Studio. So the intent behind it is to actually satisfy, all the needs in regards to physical and mental well-being of a person and society in general. So in regards to the mindfulness training and everything that we're doing in our studio in the past 3 years, I would say, our intent was to provide something that's not really conservative, not something that we're teaching or learning in schools, and something that is actually answering to all the needs of a modern or contemporary man and women. So in that context, the mindfulness in Life and Mind Studio, or actually mindfulness intensive, or as we call it, life and mindfulness training, actually combines different needs that every person has. So in the context of stress management and conflict management and actually, emotional stability, emotional intelligence. But in the other context, Tamara, who is actually the trainer in life and mindfulness training, she actually combines different methodologies. So above all is mindfulness and everything that we're talking about, the benefits of mindfulness. But on the other hand, she's talking about her experience in Gestalt psychotherapy and organizational transactional analysis and NLP and coaching and design thinking even. So it's a culmination of different methodologies that you wouldn't be able to actually obtain within one training or one certain program. And the context behind it is to actually, as I said, satisfy all the needs, but also provide applicable knowledge. So not something that we're actually, just gonna go through within a certain book or a certain script, but actually something that we want to implement on a day-to-day basis. And within the program, which lasts 8 weeks and which always begins on February or March, that's our term and that's our period where we want to, kick off the spring and everything that follows later with the mindfulness training. Our intention is to actually, have a digitalized experience. So above all, mindfulness is delivered online. But also we have Life and Mind Studio learning base, or actually base of knowledge base, where we provide certain materials that are actually automized. So each participant actually gets materials after they conclude the module, and then they have gamified experience where it stimulates them to actually, implement the knowledge, actually test it on the materials, and to have been followed on each and every step with the meditations and yoga sessions and all the tools and techniques that mindfulness follows.
Masha, before we
Yeah.
start to go deeper into the mindfulness, I just remember that you have published a book, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think maybe at the very beginning, a book, it's great to show this book as well. Maybe you say just a few words. At the moment, people
Absolutely.
don't see it, for they see my screen. So when you talk, you show the book, please, again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the book. I didn't publish it. Tamara did. Tamara is the author, and the book is selling out very fast. It's in Serbian, or actually, as we like to, politically correctly say it, it's in the Balkan language. And it's actually written as a culmination, as a sublimation of everything that she's been doing in the past 20 years, I would say, in regards to individual coaching sessions, different, projects with organizations, but also a book that combines everything that she knows. So mindfulness, NLP, coaching, transactional analysis, Gestalt psychotherapy. So like a bunch of different methodologies. And she wanted to actually, as you will be able to see when you buy the book, we wanted to actually, make a book that signifies that each one of us has problems that the other one has. That we're never alone in our problem, that we're never alone in the thought process that happens after we occur or actually perceive the problem, but that everything happens in our mind. And since the book is called the Rešetke Slobode, which is in the subliminal translation means the jail bars of freedom, she wanted to actually combine the premise that on the world there's currently 8 billion people living, but 11 million people are in jail. But what happens to the rest of 7.5 billion people who are actually jailed by the train of thought they have, or the pattern of behavior and thinking that resembles them to other, or actually differentiates them from a group or a society. So that's the
This fits so wonderful in mindfulness. I'm very happy that you explained the book. Great, great, great.
Absolutely. And it justifies everything that we've been talking in mindfulness. It also, resembles the negative, automatic negative thoughts and everything else that happens and that we're talking about in mindfulness training. So yeah, in terms of participants and in terms of everything, we know if we're talking about participant experience or consumer experience, I wanted to actually point out that we wanted to create a training that actually, doesn't revolve about the material and is not focused only on the material, but it's focused on the implementation process. So we truly think that each group that goes through mindfulness training in Life and Mind Studio actually develops a community, and we have different group chats and different, ways of communicating with the community who passed the mindfulness training, who actually people constantly explain and share about their experience and how it changed their lives towards the better, especially when it comes to stress management, because we think that's the pinpoint where we focus the most, and the need or pain point of consumers that actually is shown to be the most reoccurring one. So in terms of corporate jobs, in terms of job or personal life in general, and all the expectations we have. And on the other hand, balancing the professional side and personal side and everything that is expected from us, but we all have 24 hours in a day. So in that context, we have a community which actually shows the differences, shows the impact, shows the implemented knowledge and all the benefits that that knowledge brings to each one of their lives. Yep.
Great, great, great. I love it. Where do your participants come from? Do they come from the education area or from the commune, from the just self-help area, or from the companies area, or is it
It's totally diverse. Honestly, it's totally diverse. We have people coming in from corporate side of things, or the business ecosystem, as we like to call it. We have people coming from the Ministry of Education and, different communities and societies of professional educational workers. We also have people coming in from, startup and entrepreneurship world. So in that context, I would say that we have a very diverse and very a non-specific target group in our studio. But on the other hand, the major differences and maybe the biggest benefits are visible to the people from the business ecosystem. So the people who actually have a corporate job, work from 9 to 5 or from 8 to 4, and have a very booked up schedule and calendar and have very high expectations of themselves from their personal life to their professional life. So in that sense, the biggest differences are actually recorded in their cases. But nevertheless, the benefits are the same for everyone, if you ask us, because you have a very objective, very diversified, and very, let's say, neutral knowledge that, if applied correctly and if applied with support from the community, you can have a biggest impact on different, life aspects.
Maybe you could give her some examples of what the participants reported about the changes that happened to them through
Yeah,
the training. Yeah, what are good examples that you heard that they were telling you? Yeah.
absolutely. So I would say the biggest one, and Tamara, you will agree with me if that's correct. I would say that the biggest one is definitely emotional intelligence and emotional management. So in terms of conflict, stress, high expectations, diverse, workload or life load in general, especially when you have a family and everything else. I would say that that's the biggest difference. And also the thing that we referred to as of 5 minutes ago, in terms of automative negative thoughts, and how the train process, actually the train of thought and the thought process of each participant changed in the better context. So it's becoming much more self-aware, much more self-valuable, and something that actually benefits the person. In context of a specific case, I would refer to one of our participants who is on a small business, has a small business and is an entrepreneur, as in he has 24 years. I'm not sure. Maybe he's 23 years old. So he's very young. He's very unexperienced in some context of life. But in that case, mindfulness actually brought him the, as he would like to say, peace that he needed in relationships, both the business and the personal ones.
Mm-hmm.
And actually allowed him to, progress into a more mindful and aware leader and a family member in general, whether that be the family that he comes from or the, new family that he's building with his partner. It's a totally different mindset that he has now.
24 was the youngest one, you say? What was the oldest one?
He was the youngest one, actually. This year we have different people interested from different, age groups. But he currently, from all of the people that actually participated in our mindfulness training, he is the youngest one that passed through the training.
And the oldest one?
The oldest one, I would say, is around
62 or
63, yeah.
Wow,
So
so it's a
as I
big.
said, a totally diversified group of participants, from their professional experience to their personal experience to their age and education levels, you know,
And
totally.
how about male, female? Are there mostly males or mostly females, or is it equal?
It's definitely not equal, unfortunately. I would like it to be equal, and I think every one of us would like it to be equal. It's, I would say, 65 to 70% female, and 30 to 35% male population. But we're getting better, honestly. I mean, you have a much wider experience and insights from all of the people in the community and Mindfulness Association. I would say that men in general were very much resilient, or to working on themselves and expanding the knowledge when it comes to self-help. But now the things are definitely changing towards the better.
Yeah, and I think 65% is just a normal ways that will change. So next time you will have 65% in the other way. Yeah. So
Yeah, absolutely
this is still absolutely normal. So you can
normal.
still say
Yeah.
you have both sites in your trainings there, and you have the whole wisdom of different ages, yeah, from 24 to 63. This is just wonderful, yeah, to have this that young people learn from older, and olders even get inspiration from the new ideas the youngers have.
Absolutely. I think that's the key, and that's something that Life in Mind has been working on for the past 10 years intensively, and that's building a community that has a diverse group of people, so different, age, gender, backgrounds, both professional and personal, both the educational backgrounds as well. In that case, that we actually stimulate them to share experiences and to break the stigma that only young people should learn from the older people, because I think that's nonsense in general, especially now in a digitalized age. So in that term, we actually built a community that now has around 3,000 participants, or actually members, that could share stories, have meetups, actually build themselves towards creating something better and bigger in the future. And as you said, that's everything that we've been striving towards. Mentorship program.
Yeah, I think this is so urgently needed. Yeah, with the development of artificial intelligence, we now
Absolutely.
will have big changes coming. Yeah, I heard even Tesla was talking about that we need to define ourselves new that we have in the last 200 years through industrial revolution. We've defined
Yeah.
ourselves through our jobs. But this will change. The artificial intelligence will do the jobs better than we. So we have to find some new kind of who we are, some new. We have to change our thoughts, our brain, like you said in your book. Yeah, and we as a specialists for changing our, for updating our brain and for changing beliefs. Yeah, and to make it good for living together and supporting each other. And so he's talking about universal income for everyone that needs to be developed. This was just in his last video I saw on Facebook, yeah, with Elon Musk from Tesla, yeah, was talking about this. Yeah. So I think we have such a big changes that are coming that we need to learn each from each other. And I think mindfulness is the proper answer at the moment
Yeah.
for all the stress we had, for the worries people have, for the health area. Yeah, that you find peace inside yourself for, and even the big politics in the world, yeah, we need more peace on earth. Yeah, no question about this, and we need to communicate with each other better.
Absolutely. And it's a non-negotiable fact that we should be turning towards people contact and people-centric approach rather than going towards processes and products and everything that actually defined us after the Industrial Revolution. So, as you said, mindfulness can only bring positive benefits to everything that we've been talking about, to personal change, to global change, to societal change, to actually all different levels of communities and society and traditions and cultures. That's everything that we need in one, little package of 8 weeks or more.
I love to say we go one by one with this kind of peace and revolution. Yeah, one by
Yeah,
one means every participant changes his inside, finds freedom inside, more peace inside, and this will contribute to global peace. Yeah, we need
absolutely.
that everyone changes. Yeah.
Absolutely. The change on individual levels actually contribute to systematic change.
Yeah.
Nothing else actually works the other way around.
And I'm so happy that we do not have only mindfulness based stress reduction intensified by NLP and coaching, that we have levels above this. The next level would be some mindful human and mindful hero, where you go with the hero's journey and with challenges that you work on, and that we have the mindful coach and the mindful trainers, that we have this whole program which is totally unique, yeah, in
Yeah.
the mindfulness world. Mindfulness trainers usually only learn mindfulness based stress reduction, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't have additional programs after this, and they don't have incorporated what you do with NLP and coaching and hypnosis and Milton language and all this. The world outside the mindfulness world does not know this new approach. We are on a new development. We are on a revolutionary kind of revolutionizing mindfulness. Yeah?
Yeah.
And all the people who have done mindfulness-based stress reduction are welcome to join our new development. Yeah? So I think we have a big future, very, very, very great developments that we brought into this world. And I'm so happy that you did your trainings with mindfulness intensive. Yeah, this is new approach. Yeah. So, are there any sentences, any words that you want to say to the end to our interview? I'm so happy that you do this kind of work. The world urgently needs you.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you very much for saying all of that. I think the biggest message I would be able to send today is for people to actually, become aware. It's not easy to become aware, because becoming aware means, totally shifting the focus of attention and totally, re-questioning everything that we do and everything that we strive towards. But in that context, I would say all of us should become aware of what we're doing, where our mindfulness could be actually benefiting us, how to change our lives for the better towards ourselves. Because honestly, we've been talking about it in coaching, and we've been talking about it in the Train the Trainers programs. It's important to know that whilst you're changing yourself, you can be changing the world, but the world will not change if you're not changing yourself. So in that sense, building something better and going towards a brighter and better future is much easier with programs that we offer together. Both the intensive mindfulness and NLP and all the different methodologies could only benefit us and should act as an investment towards a better future, nothing else.
So wonderful. I love it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.